How's everybody doing? Share so we can start. Share so we can start. How's everybody doing? Good evening to everyone. I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. How's everyone doing? God bless everyone in the United States. Beautiful Monday for everyone. God bless you all in this initiation of this week, and God bless you all across the week. Good vibes to everybody, positive vibes to everybody. I want to say hi to everybody in the United States and also in the country of my beautiful country, Mexico, and also across, every continent that we've been, receiving a lot of messages from a lot of places saying thank you for the broadcast. God bless you all. We are live, everybody, in Tijuana, Mexico. I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. Thank you so much for everybody that is tuning in. Share so we can start. We have been here in the past in this shelter. We are going to start going to shelters to bring you the reality and the truth about what is going on and what is happening right now. What is going on and what is happening right now. For people that are just joining in, I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. We are live in Tijuana, Mexico. Tijuana, Mexico. We are live in Tijuana, Mexico to bring you broadcasts about a shelter and coverage about a shelter. We have been here, more than a couple of times at this shelter. This is the shelter that Pastor Alberto is the one that manages this shelter. This shelter has suffered. For everybody that is new watching around this shelter, this shelter has suffered, activism from Border Support Network, Antifa, and all these people that they've been most Border Support Network. That is the organization that came over here and they try to traffic a 12-year-old kid to the United States. American activists, they were here in this shelter. Not only that, they were, excuse me, they had a trafficker over here, a Guatemalan trafficker that was wanted for trafficking 2 minors into the United States. This shelter has suffered a lot of bruises regarding security of, people that are trying to migrate to the United States. Now, this shelter right now is packed. The reason why I came over here, and there's a reason why I came into this shelter today. There's a situation that is happening right now in the center of our country. There's a huge situation that is happening right now in the center of Mexico. It's not only in Central America, it's a situation that is happening right now in our country. There's a cartel war that is, every journalist in our country is saying that it's a created chaos by our president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador. That is a chaos that is created for people to start migrating to the north. It is exactly what is going on in Nicaragua. It is exactly what is going on in Venezuela. It is exactly what is going on in Uruguay. It is exactly what is going on in Paraguay. It is exactly what is going on in Colombia, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Brazil, and all South America and Central America. It is exactly the same. The world in our continent of America is falling apart. It's falling apart in our world. And this is the number one reason why the only man that knows how to play chess in politics, that is the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, built a wall. This is the reason why. It's not because of hatred. It's because it is a statement of protection, and it's a statement on how to protect your own country of globalism. That this is what is happening. Now, I'm here at this shelter that is called the shelter Agape. This shelter right now is packed with Mexican people. Amazing how a year ago we were talking about people from Central America, that they were the ones that they were migrating massively. Now, because of this cartel wars that has been happening in the recent months that you have been seeing on mainstream media and all of this stuff that you guys been seeing, now Mexicans are migrating. Our job today is for us to talk to these people, try to talk to these people and tell them, my paisanos, my own people, tell them to stop migrating. Tell them to start fighting and to be, united as one, and asking for justice into the Mexican government that they're corrupt, and our president that wants globalism, to stop this. That is our job today, as we are going to show you guys how these people are living. This shelter right now is packed. And this shelter right now is full. Packed and full. And we're going to walk around right now to show you the shelter. And we're going to show you some other stuff that you guys don't know. You guys are talking about, you know, that American organizations are not coming over here. That American, you know, activism are not coming over here. The leftist, socialists, liberals, and Democrats are not coming over here. They are the ones that they're pushing this agenda. They're the ones that they are in charge with these people to be instigated and motivated to cheat on a loophole on American law, immigration laws. They are the ones that they're pushing this. It's not them. You know, they are a coach. And I will tell you why. You know, there's things that, you know, God bless this pastor that is trying to get help. But Central Kitchen was here. The Central Kitchen is practically sponsored by Hollywood, and all these actors and actresses that they're like America Ferreira, Eva Longoria, Zoe Saldana, Wilma Valderrama. All these actors and actresses that they're coming and motivating to give away a kitchen that is worth $10,000 to $15,000. That for them is nothing. But why are they not building a kitchen in Tent City in California? Why are they not giving tents away in California? Why are they not helping the homeless in California, where there's a lot of homeless people or homeless veterans that they gave their lives for their country? It is amazing the mentality of these actors and these actresses. They're trying to push the open border agenda. Now, I'm going to give you an example. There was a Christian church that came over here. And I will flip the camera so we can start talking to migrants. Also, we're going to try to have an interview with a migrant that it was stabbed in the stomach and almost got killed by the cartel over here. That almost got killed by the cartel, and it got stabbed in the middle of the stomach. And that is the reason why he's escaping. Now, I just went in the office. And amazingly, there was a family from Guerrero, Mexico, that they are running away from fear from the cartel because they threatened their lives. This has to stop. And it has to stop not only in this country of Mexico, not only in Nicaragua and Venezuela and Honduras and El Salvador. It has to stop with the globalist agenda. Who manages the globalist agenda? The United Nations. Who we need to stop funding? The United Nations. This needs to stop, and it needs to stop under the number one ruler that is the United Nations, that is Soros. That is the guy that needs to be charged with treason. That is the guy that needs to be charged on every account. Because of him, people are migrating and a lot of people are losing their lives. That is the number one, the organizer, the head, the embodiment, the one that is on the top. So let me flip the camera for you guys so we can start, you know, on this feed. And I will show you, for the people that haven't seen this shelter, it's a pretty much it's a bigger shelter that it has capacity almost to 500 to 700 people in this shelter. They're playing soccer right now, and this is one of the things that this Christian church built the last time. They built 2 bathrooms right here. As you can see, it's recently built and is recently done, and it has 2 bathrooms and two restrooms. And they built it all the way over here, so they're gonna have, you know, a place that they can do their laundry right here. And this was built by a Christian church from the United States. From the United States. So this shelter, let us go inside the shelter because you guys like to see the good stuff, the juicy stuff. You guys like to see the juicy stuff. And after that, we'll try to see we'll try to get an interview with, you know, people from that are migrating. People that are migrating from all parts of the world. Now it's really sad that we're seeing Mexican people migrating. We need to stay in our country. Okay, so buenas tardes. As we are going to go in right now and show you guys how the shelter is packed. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo están? Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están? Buenas tardes. No les voy a filmar. Buenas tardes, buenas noches. As we are just walking around right here, and I'm showing you guys things that you guys already seen. But I'm going to try to keep my voice down because a lot of people are asleep. That room over there, all the way to the back, is for people that are working. And they have their own private room over here. You got kids watching the TV on a cell phone. These are bunk beds right here. You got 2 bunk beds, and they're closed by this sheets right here. Let us go to the 2nd floor and see if we can go in there and film a little bit. see if I can film right here. ¿Puedo pasar? Estoy grabando nada más, no los voy a grabar. ¿Sí? ¿Sí? Adelante. See, this is another room right here. As you can see. Adelante. And there's more room over here. No voy a grabar la señora, ¿eh? Me estoy grabando el albergue. ¿Mande? Sí, sí. Gracias. And this is how it is. It's really narrow right here. There's another room right here. There's last room over here. So you got families. This apparently is all for families. Now, this is amazing, you know, how narrow this is. Let's go back. Let us just talk to a shelter. The pastor is not here right now, and we're going to talk to the director of... no se preocupe, tuve permiso del pastor. Gracias. And this is how they live. Right here, people. It's packed. As you can see, it's packed. This is the most packed that I have seen the shelter in a long, long time. This is the most packed that I've seen this shelter in a long time, as we've been coming here for more than 8 months. And this is how it is packed. Now let me lower my voice right here. These people are sleeping. We got murals right here. A lot of people like to know what this mural says. It says, we are the light of the world. A city that it has started at a mountain. It can't be hid. And it's Matthew 5:14. So let's go outside. Let us try to get the keys. Let's try to get the keys. As you can see, there's a lot of people right here. It's a lot of people. This is about the time that, you know, they got recreational area right now. They're playing soccer on this side. As you can see, all the kids playing soccer. Now let us go out up top. Now I wanted to show you guys right now a really important thing that is Central Kitchen. This is where they're building the kitchen, the new kitchen that is worth more than $10,000. Right here, it's open. Yes, it is open. Let's see if we can go in. It's dark, but I don't have a light. So this is the kitchen. Let me see if we got a light right here. Oh, yes. This is the kitchen right here. This is the kitchen that is sponsored by Central Kitchen. It's getting built, as you can see. This kitchen is sponsored by Central Kitchen that is coming from Hollywood. And a woman that is by the last name of Walters. I don't remember her first name. But if you go and see the last video that I did at another shelter that is called Juventud 2000, at my page in Oscar Blue, you can know which person I'm talking about. Before I move on, please download the app at americasvoice.com, and also you can download the app at Android, iOS, and Amazon. Follow americasvoice.com as we are, you know, broadcasting and doing coverage for you guys. America's Voice, the voice of the people. Now, this is the kitchen. Look at this. Like, this is really stainless steel. As you can see right there, World Central Kitchen. What else can you get? It's right there. World Central Kitchen. As, you know, all this equipment, apparently, you know, the pastor and the director right here, another, you know, stamp right here that says World Central Kitchen. And, you know, this is more World Central Kitchen right there. This is an organization that is coming from the United States. It's coming from the United States. And as you guys, you know, you guys may think, what's going on with our homeless people? What's going on with us? You know, these are the things that, you know, it's not bad to help other people, but let me flip the camera right here. It's just amazing, the word that I've been telling everybody in our broadcast, the word priorities. It doesn't exist now in the world. It doesn't exist. all these liberals, all these activists, all these socialists, all these Democrats, they're trying to get that word out of the dictionary that is priorities, and they're trying to put the word equality, the same, everybody the same for the same. Priorities, our citizens, our country, people first. It doesn't matter. Priorities doesn't exist for all these people. And I can give you right now the example as we are showing you that World Central Kitchen, it's a priority over here. This kitchen, apparently, what it's worth right now with this water pumps and this water cleaners and all this stuff, is worth around $8,000 right now. And you can see all the equipment, all these pieces of wood and all this stuff is brought by a central kitchen. So this is getting built. It's going to get built apparently in this day, and it's going to get done. So let's go outside and give you a little bit of more view so we can go on top. Let me see if I can go on top and broadcast from the top. See if they let me pass right here. Apparently they're building something. Con permiso, buenas noches, ¿cómo están? Buenas noches, voy a ir a grabar allá arribita. Muchas gracias, con permiso. Eso es todo. So we're going right here on the top. Let us show you guys what they're building. Now this in the past, you can see how big this shelter is. Now you can see right here in the back, these are rooms that there are families in there. And you can see right here, this is packed also. Buenas noches. This is packed also right here. And as you can see, this is the room that they're building. Look how amazing this is. And this is not, I will tell you guys, if you, this is a shame that I cannot get light because there's no electricity, as you can see right here. There's none. But as you can see, they're building spaces, and they already got an example right here of a bunk bed. So they already built another floor. This shelter is getting help by organizations from the United States and also by Christian churches of the United States. So this is basically, really expensive. But they have spent a lot of money on this, man. They have spent a lot of money on this. For everybody that is watching, let me put the camera right here real quick. For everybody that is watching, I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. We are live in Tijuana, Mexico as well. I'm broadcasting from a shelter in Tijuana that is called Agape. The reason why I'm over here is to bring you guys the reality, the truth about what is happening in the shelters now in Mexico, in Tijuana, specifically in the city that I'm at. A lot of Mexicans are fleeing their cities and are leaving their cities. Why? Because the number one thing is the cartel wars that they are happening in the city. That is the number one reason why. The cartel wars that they're happening in the city, and they're leaving their city. Who's pushing this agenda? It has never happened before that Mexicans are leaving their cities at this amount of people. This shelter also is getting by 70 to 80 people per 2 days. Every 2 days they get 70 to 80 Mexican people. It was not like that before. We have been here more than a year doing this coverage, and this is the first time this shelter has received that many Mexicans. Why? Because of this globalist agenda that they're provoking, and they're creating fear. They're creating fear for everybody. Now, for everybody that is watching, follow the app, americasvoice.com, and also you can download the app. The app is free, and also you can follow it at amazon.com. You can download the app at amazon.com. Let me go down a little bit. I'm gonna flip the camera. Estoy volteando la cámara para mí para que no se preocupen, ¿ok? Soy mexicano, sí. No, pues hablo inglés, pero pues no, porque no hablo inglés no quiere decir que sea del otro lado, señora. Sí, cómo no, pero eso es referente a lo que está usted sucediendo, lo que está pasando usted, de la migración. ¿De qué es? De migración. Sí, cómo no. Sí, no, ¿cómo no? ¿Ustedes vienen con usted?
No.
¿No?
Vamos a ayudar.
Sí. Okay, si quiere, véngase para acá para la lucecita para que hablemos. There's a migrant right here that wants to talk to me and wants to explain. That's what she's saying, that if I'm a journalist and she wants to ask a couple of questions. So I want to ask her where she's from and how she's, why is she migrating, and she's asking me if she not can be recorded. Okay, le voy a grabar aquí, nada más. No le voy a grabar a usted. Le doy mi palabra, que no le voy a grabar a usted.
No, pero la pregunta que le voy a hacer es lo que está pasando.
¿Cómo que qué pienso?
Sí está pasando.
¿Usted de dónde viene, para empezar?
Soy de Nicaragua.
I'm asking her where she's coming from, and she's saying that she's from Nicaragua. ¿Cuánto tiempo tiene aquí?
Tengo 3 meses mañana.
I'm asking her how much time she's been here, and she's saying 3 months. ¿Ya fue usted por el número del asilo político?
Lo que pasa es que yo crucé el río Bravo, yo me entregué con mi hija que es menor de edad y nos regresaron acá a Tijuana.
¿Las deportaron?
Sí, nos deportaron. Estuvimos en la hielera y estuvimos en San Diego, California.
Is saying that she crossed illegally through the river and she surrendered herself to the Border Patrol and she got deported through San Diego, California. ¿Qué es lo que usted piensa de la manera en que están dándose las cosas en cuestiones migratorias en las ciudades en Estados Unidos? I'm asking the question, discúlpeme, le tengo que traducir. I'm asking the question, what is her thoughts on the immigration issue right now, how the government of the United States are handling the deportations of migrants that they're asking for asylum? ¿Cuál es su opinión acerca de eso?
Pues sí, lo que pasa es que según veo las cosas no está pasando la gente y eso es lo que nos tiene preocupados, porque muchos de los compañeros que están acá de diferentes países han ido a cortes y están alargando las cortes y alargándolas. Hay personas que tienen 4 o 5 cortes y les botan el caso y que dicen que tienen que apelar, entonces eso es lo que nos tiene preocupados.
Well, saying that basically, she explaining that it takes a long time to get the political asylum number, and also that it takes a long time to get the political asylum number. That is a problem. I'm going to ask her a question that she knows there's only 3% chance to get the political asylum, and who told her that she can migrate to the United States. Usted sabe que hay muy pocas posibilidades de obtener el asilo político. ¿Y quién fue la persona o las personas que le empezaron a decir no hay ningún problema, vaya a emigrar hacia los Estados Unidos, le van a dar el asilo?
Lo que pasa es que yo tuve un problema en mi país y tuve que salir huyendo.
Sí.
Entonces, sí, yo sabía que estaba pasando la gente y pues no tenía otra opción.
En la televisión lo dicen, anuncios publicitarios en páginas de Facebook.
Sí,
Sí. I'm asking her, where did she get the idea that she can migrate to the United States, and also Tijuana, and also that she can get the possibility of getting a chance to get the asylum. She's saying that, publicity that they're doing on Facebook, practically what Facebook is doing is putting on pages that they can migrate to the United States, and the United States is giving asylum to everybody. ¿Y ahora qué es lo que piensa hacer, señora? What are you going to do now?
Esperar la corte. Mi primera corte es el 16 de diciembre.
Okay, and she's saying that she's going to wait for the court date that is on the 16th of December. Ahora, dígame usted, ¿qué pregunta que me quiere hacer? What question do you want to ask me?
Bueno, que ustedes como periodistas, ¿cómo ven la situación?
¿Cómo veo la situación?
Sí, de la gente que está pasando o no está pasando, qué casos son los que son tomados en cuenta o no.
She's basically asking me, what are my thoughts on immigration and what is happening on immigration over here? I'm gonna explain to her in Spanish and then I will translate. Voy a explicar en español y luego tengo que traducir porque es una compañía americana. Básicamente lo que yo pienso de la migración, como mexicano, lo que yo le puedo decir es de que nosotros tenemos 60 millones de pobres, 28 millones en situación crítica. Y las prioridades yo creo que son de cada país. Nicaragua está pasando por una horrible situación ahorita con el comunismo. Y México está pasando por una horrible situación con el narcotráfico y la pobreza. Tenemos prioridades en cada país y no se están tomando en cuenta. Las posibilidades para los migrantes de obtener el asilo político son muy pocas. No porque el presidente de los Estados Unidos no quiera, es porque simplemente hay una cosa que se llama Pacto Mundial de Migración y usted lo tiene que leer. Estados Unidos no está en ese Pacto Mundial de Migración y hay otros 154 países donde usted puede obtener asilo. Uno de ellos es Canadá. pero Estados Unidos no lo está obteniendo. Por eso batallan mucho los migrantes y la agenda socialista y estos activistas americanos les meten en la cabeza de que sí están aceptando el asilo político, cuando es muy difícil, no. Y los están usando para obtener dinero por medio de donaciones en páginas de Facebook. And basically, I'm saying to her is that there's no possibilities to get the asylum. I don't know who put this idea on their mind that they can get the asylum. Basically, we got 60 million in poverty over here in Mexico, 28 million in critical condition. I know the situation in Nicaragua and the communism and what is going on over there is horrible, but we need to put our priorities first, and we need to leave the United States alone. Why the United States? We need to leave it alone because the United States is not in this international pact of immigration. There's 154 countries that they're in this pact, and Canada is one of them. If they want to migrate and they can get another option, they can get Canada to do so. But the United States is closed for not, for asking for asylum. They can ask for asylum, but they're not giving asylum right now because they've got other priorities on their mind. Otra pregunta que me quiera hacer, señora. Another question you want to ask me?
¿Qué posibilidades ven que pasemos?
She's asking me what possibilities I can give her for obtaining the asylum. Como yo no soy un juez y yo nomás soy una persona, es un reportero, lo único que le puedo decir es de que lo que se escucha y lo que se dice es que Estados Unidos solamente está dando el 3% de posibilidad para obtener el asilo político. Tienen que ser razones muy fuertes y tiene que haber una explicación y un archivo muy profundo. Yo no le aseguro, yo no soy ningún juez, ni soy ninguna autoridad, ni soy el Border Patrol, ni en los United States Customs, soy un reportero, nada más. Entonces, al momento de yo darle una declaración que la comprometa con que usted me dijo, no, es simplemente lo que yo veo y lo que yo he visto por un año ya, señor.
¿Y qué piensa usted de los países, con respecto al asilo? ¿Tiene que ver el país o...?
Basically, I'm telling her that, I'm not an authority, and also that I'm not the Border Patrol, the United States Customs, or a judge. For me to give an explanation, what do I think of the cases of asylum? The only thing that I can tell you is that the United States only has 3% possibility on getting the asylum. She's asking me, what do I think? Pásenle por abajo. There's kids coming right here. I'm sorry, people. She's asking me, basically, what do I think about, the countries, what they're going on with asylum, and I will respond to her in Spanish, and I will translate it in English. Pásale, mija, por abajo. Pásale. La respuesta que yo le voy a dar es de que ahorita está ocurriendo una cosa que está ocurriendo no solamente en su país, pero está ocurriendo en varios países. Está viendo lo que pasa en Nicaragua, en Venezuela, en Colombia, en Perú, en Uruguay, en Chile, y es la agenda socialista. Hay que leer un poquito, señora, a nosotros nos hace falta mucho leer. Y cuando nosotros empecemos a leer y darnos cuenta que están creando caos para poder nosotros sacarnos de nuestros países y implementar la pobreza y el socialismo, entonces vamos a entender por qué nos están sacando y por qué están implementando una idea. Adelante. Hold on a second, people. ¿Por qué nos están metiendo una idea que es falsa? Nosotros deberíamos de estar luchando en nuestro propio país y nosotros tendríamos que estar pidiendo a países como potencias para que nos ayuden, pero no tendríamos que estar batallando como lo estamos haciendo. Eso es lo que pienso yo. Y la mayoría de muchos mexicanos pensamos así. No le estoy diciendo yo, señora, hay que leerlo porque yo no le quiero quitar la fe ni poner la fe la tiene Dios. Es lo único que le puedo decir. Yo no soy nadie para decirle sí o no. Soy un reportero nada más que tiene estadísticas. Muy bien. Ándale pues, señora. So basically what I'm saying to her is that la estoy volteando la cámara para acá. No se preocupe. Basically what I'm telling her is that she's telling me well, you're telling me that there's little possibilities on getting the asylum. I'm telling her just statistics, people. I'm not telling her something out of this world. I'm telling her statistics. And the statistics are that 3% of the people now, that they want to ask for the asylum because now the United States has known that there's a socialist agenda. I also told her, what do I think about, countries from Central America and South America asking for asylum? I told her, we need to start reading a little bit more. We need to start reading about this socialist agenda, the United Nations, what are they doing and why are they pushing you out? of your country, creating chaos and creating all these things, violence and delinquency. We need to start fighting for our own countries, I told her, and we need to start fighting for our own constitutional rights. So let us move on, as I'm going to try to get an interview with the director about, I got that interview for, I want to interview a Mexican citizen, but I got that interview because I was walking down and she asked me if I can get an interview. Now, all the Mexican citizens that I want to interview, they don't want to talk because they're involved or they are part or they were, threatened by cartels. But I can tell you this shelter is packed with Mexicans. So let me just flip the camera right here for a little bit. Buenas tardes, buenas tardes. So we are going to flip the camera and we're going to try to talk to somebody that is over here. She's the director of, the shelter over here. And we're going to try to get an interview with the person that I told you about, the threat of the cartel that we had over here. Buenas noches. Let's flip the camera right here. This is the kitchen, people. ¿Dónde está la señora? ¿Cómo se llama? Wichao. Sí? Okay, gracias. You flip the camera right here. This is the kitchen, people, for everybody to know. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. We're live right now at the shelter Agape. This is one of the shelters that is packed right now with Mexicans right now. And as we're trying to look for the director so we can talk to her and she can explain to us why a lot of Mexicans are migrating. Why a lot of Mexicans are migrating and why are, they're fleeing out of their cities. Jefe, buenas noches. Disculpe que lo moleste. La señora Huicha. Sí.
No sé si está arriba.
Sí, me la vocean o me ayudan a buscarla. Sí, gracias. I'm asking her if I can talk to the director because I want to talk to her. And I want to ask her, particular questions. And the particular questions are really specific questions, how and why, people from Mexico are migrating. And I want to get some interviews, but, the Mexican people are so afraid to talk. This is the problem, that the Mexican people are so afraid to talk. They don't want to give an interview. They don't want to talk. They don't want to say anything. And the majority of them are running away from cartels. This is crazy. This is crazy that our own government, the Mexican government, are doing this. Why? We need to be pushing this socialist agenda and this agenda of fear and chaos. And why are we going to the United States constantly? This needs to stop. We need to fight in our own land. We need to respect laws and we need to respect the immigration laws. So I'm waiting for the director right here. And let me flip the camera so I can show you. This is a place where they pray and where they feed, other people. When it's packed, they put it right here. This is the part that I didn't show you because there was no light. But, they got 3. Oh, man, I wish I could have one. They got 1, 2, 3 washers. 3 washers. Wow, this is nice, man. I wish I could have a washer like this. They have 3 washers. Right here you got, cold water, hot water. 3 washers right here, brand new people. They haven't even been used. As you can see, they're full with dust. And these 3 washers from, this is a really good brand, Maytag. This is another one that is Admiral. And they got the hoses in there. They got 3 washers over here. So there's nothing to complain. Muy bien, voy para allá. Muchas gracias. Okay, muchas gracias. Allá va a llegar. O allá está. Okay, muy bien. So let us go over there and let us get a few seconds and a few interviews right now on this specifically with this director right here that we are trying to talk over here. Let me flip the camera because I don't want to be bothering people too much. Changing the camera and flipping it back and changing the camera and flipping it back. It's just, it's too much. So let us see if we can get, a few seconds right here. And no ha llegado la señora Huicha. ¿Está allá? Ahorita a lo mejor viene. Okay. So we are going to try to just wait on the director so we can talk. How's everybody doing? Again, I'm repeating myself because a lot of people are watching this. They're tuning in and they're tuning out. Constantly I need to repeat myself for people to know where am I at. And what am I doing? I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. Download the app, America's Voice, at americasvoice.com, and also on Amazon and on Android iOS. Also, we're live right here in Tijuana, Mexico, as we are doing a live broadcast of this shelter, Agape. As you just heard, a migrant from Nicaragua gave us explanations of why she's migrating, and I gave her my point of view. Now, I've shown you the insides of the shelter right here on my back, how they live in. I show you also upstairs how they're building a new shelter. That is this one right here, that one right there, and also I've shown you the central kitchen, how they're building the kitchen right now, how they're spending, you know, thousands of dollars central kitchen that that, you know, that basically, you know, Central Kitchen is sponsoring this organization that is coming from Hollywood, that is sponsoring, you know, this immigration movement. Also, you know, we are live right here. The reason why we're live over here is because there's a lot of Mexicans that they're migrating right now, and I'm trying to talk to them, but they don't want to talk to me. The reason why is because they're scared. They don't even want people to hear their voice. They're really scared. So I don't try to push them and instigate or you know, cause a problem so they can get, you know, señora, ya está, voy para allá o sí, muy bien. I just saw the director, so I'm about to talk to the director, and I'm about to interview the director so we can talk to the director and see what she thinks about, you know, all these Mexican people migrating now to different parts of the borders of the country of Mexico, that they want to get into the United States. So, you know, what it seems to be the problem, and I will ask her right here. And aquí o allá, ya si gusta, ya, sí. So let us go into the computer room. For people that haven't seen the computer room, let me just, you know, show you the computer room, how it looks. For everybody to see, here's the computer right here. You got the computer room right here. Pues si quieres, siéntese en un lugar y yo me siento en otro. ¿Aquí? Sí. Sí, allí si quieren. Y yo me siento acá. Let me grab a seat, people. Voy a estar traduciendo para poder tener la entrevista, ¿ok? Sí, muy bien. For everybody that is watching, this is the director of the shelter Agape. ¿Se puede presentar, señora, por favor?
Hola, mi nombre es Cristina Huicho, secretaria general y coordinadora de Agape Misión Mundial.
She is Cristina Huicho, and she is the director and you know, the one that is leading the shelter Agape. Hay un problema ahorita muy grande. There's a big problem right now going on. Y el problema es de que ya no vemos muchos migrantes de Centroamérica. Y ahora lo que estamos viendo son migrantes de México por la situación de los carteles que están sucediendo ahorita. There's a big problem right now. And the problem is that we're not seeing people from Central America, but the problem is that we're seeing people from Mexico now migrating, that they're running away from fear from the cartels.
El 70% aproximadamente de la población que tenemos ahorita.
¿Cuánto es?
Aproximadamente un 70%, calculo yo, que tenemos de México, viene a ser Guerrero. Michoacán, también hay gente de Puebla, de Oaxaca.
She's saying that approximately the 70% of the population that they got in this shelter, it's from Mexico. She's saying the cities that they are migrating is Puebla, Oaxaca, and Guerrero, and Michoacán. La mayoría está corriendo por asuntos de inseguridad con los carteles. The majority are running away from insecurity from the cartels.
Están huyendo de la situación, los están despojando de sus hogares con violencia. Hay personas, me platican, que están descuartizando a sus familias. Hay familias que están viendo la ola de violencia y agarran a sus hijos y salen corriendo. Muchas dicen, ¿qué pruebas voy a traer? Dice, si con trabajos alcancé a agarrar a mis hijos. Entonces,
she's saying that basically there's a lot of violence in the south of Mexico. The cartels are taking away their homes, they're taking away their properties, they're dismantling their homes, they're dismembering bodies, they're killing people, and they're killing family members. I'm going to ask her this question. Of course, she needs to know that this problem is from Mexico. It's our government, it's our president, it's our land. This problem needs to stay in the country. We need to fix our problems in our country. Les estoy diciendo al público que es desgraciada la situación porque este problema es de México, no es de Estados Unidos. Este problema es de nuestro gobierno corrupto. Este problema es de nuestra inseguridad. Este problema es porque nuestro gobierno no corrige lo que está sucediendo en estas partes del país.
Me platican las personas que no hay ley ahí. La ley es de las personas que están provocando la violencia. Ellos son la ley ahí. No hay nada más que ellos. O sea, ellos son los dueños de las casas, de los negocios, de todo, porque se los están despojando.
He's saying that basically, what they're saying is that the cartels are, they're taking away their homes. They're going into certain parts of the country, and people are not fighting back. They're threatening them with machine guns. They're taking away their properties, and basically they're telling them to go somewhere else. ¿Qué es lo que tiene que hacer usted como directora, decirle a estas personas? Porque la realidad es otra. La realidad, como yo le he dicho al pastor, es de que Estados Unidos no está dando asilo político a la mayoría. Es muy poco y el caso tiene que estar muy fuerte para que lo den. Se les habla con la verdad y se les dice, porque yo le he dicho al pastor, usted les dice que hacen las cosas bien, el pastor le dice, yo les digo que hagan las cosas bien, que no se crucen por el cerro. What I'm telling her is that, what is your posture on people telling them, you need to do things right? We need to, if you want to go to the United States, go legally, not illegally. And she's saying that, yes, well, I asked the pastor, and the pastor said, yes, that's the way we're telling them. But I want to ask her, what is her posture on people that they want to do it illegally? ¿Qué es la postura de usted, la gente que la quiere hacer de la manera ilegal?
Nosotros los aconsejamos, los exhortamos, les damos las herramientas, les decimos el por qué. Porque si ellos hacen las cosas correctamente, van, piden su número, esperan el tiempo correcto, tienen paciencia, ellos tienen muchísimas más posibilidades. Más México, los mexicanos que han venido aquí, en la primera cita, ellos pasan a Estados Unidos a esperar sus cortes. Están pidiendo, hacen el proceso dentro de Estados Unidos. Entonces tienen muchas más posibilidades siempre y cuando hagan las cosas correctamente. En el momento que ellos intentan hacer las cosas violentando la ley, cometiendo un delito, como les digo yo, si usted trata de brincar, si alguien lo engaña y le dice, yo en 2 horas te tengo allá o en tanto tiempo te tengo allá, y tú le aceptas, en el momento que te agarra, tú pierdes toda posibilidad, porque cometiste un delito, violentaste las leyes, ya no eres una persona
que quiere pedir asilo,
para ellos.
Basically what she's saying is that, yes, we teach them how to do things right, and if they want to they want to ask for asylum, do it to the front door, and if they want to ask to migrate to the United States, do it legally. But if you're doing it illegally, we tell them, if you're going to do it illegally, you are going to break the law, and you're going to break the law in the United States. So you need to do it legally to cross to the United States. So we are telling them how to do things right. Ese es un tema muy delicado, pero voy a hacer una pregunta que no la quiero comprometer. Pero ha llegado mucha gente aquí a querérselos llevar.
En un principio sí se nos infiltraron muchísimas, desafortunadamente se nos infiltraron algunas personas que incluso estaban trabajando de una manera tremenda, ¿no? Como corderitos, que se ganaban la confianza y nos resultaron, pues, algunos...
I'm asking her if she has had in this shelter people that, they cross people illegally to the United States, and she's saying, yes, at first we had a lot of infiltrated people, and we had a lot of infiltrated y activistas americanos, ¿verdad?
También.
And also she's saying American activists also coming over here and working as coyotes and crossing these people to the United States. Quería pedirle quería hacerle una pregunta, si podía traerme a la persona a ver si podemos hacer la entrevista y a ver si quería hablar conmigo un momentito nada más. No voy a mostrar su cara y me voy a mostrar nomás su cuerpo. No sé si me lo pueda
necesito, todavía andado un poquito ocupada, necesito ver cuál de ellas va a querer, va a querer hablar. Otra cosita
Adelante.
que quería comentar. Dentro de los tratantes de blancas o polleros infiltrados venían con ellos desde su país. Vienen infiltrados desde su país, llegaban como personas necesitadas a los albergues y ahí engañaban a la gente de una manera sutil. Se iban metiendo, como decimos nosotros, como la humedad y la gente les creía. En este momento la gente está un poquito más viva en ese
consciente.
Más consciente, ha reaccionado por tantos casos que han pasado. Los tenemos documentados, algunos que sucedieron aquí. El caso de aquí de los mexicanos somos muy claros y les decimos, tú tienes mucha más oportunidad. Es el primer país, incluso con las leyes que tienen...
Déjame traducir, por favor, nomás rapidito. basically what she's saying, and this is really important, people, with the trafficking of white females, this is a big thing of trafficking of white females, that they have noticed that in the little group where they're trafficking white females, there's the trafficker, and they have noticed that, and they have let the authorities know how how they have identified who is the person that is trafficking these people. Adelante.
Y platicamos con ellos y les decimos, mira, el reglamento a consecuencia de lo que ha sucedido, de las personas que se han llevado engañadas, no nada más de este albergue, de diferentes, ¿no? A consecuencia de lo que pasó aquí, nosotros en el reglamento interno pusimos, toda persona que viva aquí en Ágape y trate de cruzar ilegalmente a Estados Unidos, se vaya y quiera regresar a vivir aquí, pierde la oportunidad.
She's saying that basically, people that they do things wrong and they try to traffic and try to do things illegally to the United States, they cannot come back to the shelter. It is prohibited. Why? Because it's one of the rules of the shelter. If you're going to come over here, you're going to live over here, and you're going to do things right. Bueno, pues muchísimas gracias. ¿Habrá la manera de conseguir a alguien para hacer una entrevista? ¿La espero aquí?
Claro que sí.
Sí, la espero aquí. Okay. I'm going to wait for somebody to do an interview. Apparently this guy was cut open from the stomach by a cartel. And a lot of you people right now that they're watching this live feed, how's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. Download the app at americasvoice.com and Android, iOS, and also at Amazon.com. Download the app. Now, a lot of people have, I understand that you're upset. Really, I completely understand, because you're right. You're right. There's a lot of comments right here that saying we should start fighting for our country. That's the thing that I've been doing since I started broadcasting. My job right now as a Mexican citizen is to expose what the liberals, the Democrats, the socialists, and the socialist agenda, and not only that, people, the number one that is producing and that is indoctrinating all of this is the United Nations. This is the United Nations. Every country needs to stop funding the United Nations so they won't create this chaos to dominate and to conquer borders. That's what they want to do. They want to put their open border agenda to dominate every country, as they've been dominating South America, Central America, and now they want to dominate North America. And now the United States is like a sandwich. Canada accepted the International Pact of Immigration, and now, Mexico accepted the International Pact of Immigration. So it looks like, the United States is being invaded from left and right. So this needs to stop. This needs to stop. And the only way that we need to stop is that we all unite, because it's not Mexico, it's not South America, it's not Central America, it's the United Nations that is pushing this agenda. So we need to stand together, real patriots. It doesn't matter if you're from the United States, it doesn't matter if you're in London, it doesn't matter if you're in Spain. We need to stand together. The ones that we believe in sovereignty, the ones that we believe in nationalism, the ones that we believe in patriotism, the ones that we believe in the Constitution, the ones that we believe in our founding fathers. We need to stand together and fight against globalism. That this is the globalist agenda. It's not just a few people crossing every day. It's thousands of people crossing. It's thousands. More than 117,000 people have crossed from Arizona. More than 109,000 have crossed from Tijuana. More than 107,000 people have crossed from El Paso. More than 99,000 people have crossed from Piedras Negras, Coahuila, that is, New Mexico. So what are you telling me? This is just countries fleeing? No, it's just a globalist agenda. Okay, muy bien. Señora, siéntese. We're going to get an interview right now. An interview now. No, siéntese aquí, mira, señora. Y yo me voy a sentar acá. We're going to get an interview right now with a Mexican migrant right here. And I will put the camera, voy a poner la cámara acá, voy a estar traduciendo. I'm going to put the seats right here. Mexican migrants right here, they want to sit down. And let me just get the seats right here so you can talk, so you can see their opinions and what they're talking about. Okay, voy a hacer la entrevista. no les voy a mostrar la cara, voy a mostrar ni nomás esto de aquí para acá. No van, nomás les va a escuchar su voz. Y al momento que se levante la mano, se detienen porque tengo que traducir. ¿Está bien? Sí, si gusta sentarse de este lado, señora, y empezamos a... So I'm telling them how we're going to do the interview. I'm telling them that we're going to start doing in Spanish the questions, in English the translation. And when I lift my hand, please stop, because I will do, I will translate. So, primero, vente para acá, hazte para acá. Sí, vamos a empezar de derecha a izquierda y se van recorriendo de unas por unas porque no los quiero mostrar la cara. Entonces, sí, ahí están bien. Aquí déjenme este espacio y se va recorriendo cada vez que termine una. Okay, we're going to flip the camera right here and we're going to start asking Mexican migrants what's going on, and we're going to try to educate these people on telling them that we need to start fighting for our country. So let me flip the camera right here. Ahí está. Señora, muy buenas tardes. Ma'am, how you doing? Good afternoon. ¿De dónde viene?
De Michoacán.
Where are you coming from? She's saying that she's coming from Michoacán. La razón es lógica por lo que está pasando en Michoacán. Acaba de haber una matazón a 14 oficiales de la federal. 9 de ellos resultaron heridos,
Sí.
14 de ellos murieron y 21 de ellos salieron huyendo, 21 oficiales. Es un ataque del
Sí.
cartel. Carteles se están apropiando de calles, Nueva Italia, Rancho Los Olivos, Cuatro Caminos, todo Uruapan, todas esas partes. I'm asking her and I'm telling her, the situation that you're migrating, we understand it because cartels are taking over in Michoacán, in certain parts like Rancho Los Olivos, Nueva Italia, Cuatro Caminos and all that. What is going on in Michoacán and why you're migrating? La situación por la que es lo que está pasando en Michoacán y por qué está usted migrando hacia acá, hacia Tijuana y pedir el asilo político.
Pues la situación es que ya no podemos vivir en Michoacán, no podemos ser libres, no podemos salir a la calle, no podemos trabajar, no podemos tener ni nuestro trabajo, porque, bueno, al menos yo trabajo, tengo un vivero, y de ese vivero tengo que trabajar y darle parte a ciertas personas.
He's saying that basically, they cannot work. She has a little business, and her little business is basically has been taken over by the cartels and the corrupt government. Every time that she makes a salary every week, they ask them for a certain amount as a tax return. As you know, if you want to work and if you're making a salary every week, a certain percentage is for me and a certain percentage is for you. La violencia donde están ahorita en Michoacán es muy alta. Y es demasiado lo que está sucediendo.
Demasiado.
¿Usted no cree que es nuestro corrupto gobierno y que nosotros como mexicanos deberíamos estar unidos más para luchar en contra del corrupto gobierno en vez de estar migrando y que nos estén sacando del país?
Pues,
I'm telling her that basically, don't you think that this is the corrupt government, and as Mexicans we need to stay together and we need to unite and we need to fight?
Pues sí, yo pienso que sí, si el gobierno se propusiera y hiciera algo, en lugar de que nosotros saliéramos dejando nuestras casas, nuestra familia, y si el gobierno se pusiera bien, yo creo que sí se podría hacer algo.
You're saying that basically, yes, if the government did things right, if the government fought the cartels, and if the government did something to protect us, well, we wouldn't have the necessity of migrating to Tijuana. Entonces, señora, ¿por qué Tijuana? ¿Por qué no puede también irse Guadalajara, otra ciudad? ¿Por qué pedir el asilo? Pues si es el problema Michoacán, ¿por qué no salir? ¿Usted ve el problema en todo el país? So why just Tijuana? Why migrate to the United States? Do you see the problem in the whole country? ¿Usted ve el problema en todo el país? Eso se lo van a preguntar, ¿eh?
Sí, pues en Michoacán, sí, en todo Michoacán. Tijuana, pues sentimos como que es algo más seguro.
They say that basically, yes, Michoacán is the one problem, and she feels insecure, and she thinks that Tijuana is more secure, knowing that statistically Tijuana is more dangerous than Michoacán. ¿Tiene familia?
Aquí en Tijuana no.
¿Vino con familia?
Vengo con mis hijos.
Saying that I asking her if she came with family. She's saying yes, she came with her children. ¿Cuándo tiene la corte, señora?
Pues yo fui por asilo político y me tocó el número...
No diga el número, no diga el número. Nomás ¿cuándo tiene la corte?
Dentro de unos 3 meses.
In 3 months, I'm getting the court date. Muy bien, señora. Voy a voltear la cámara. Muchas gracias. Voy a voltear la cámara. ¿Algo que quiera decir? ¿Algo antes de que le cambie la cámara?
Pues
Something that you want to say?
Pues que ojalá el gobierno haga algo en nuestro país y también que aquí que nos den apoyo porque sí lo necesitamos.
Hopefully, you know, the government does something for our country because I don't want to leave my land and I want to stay in my country and we don't need to be leaving our country. Muchas gracias, señora. Voy a voltear la cámara para que te cambies para acá. Mira. I'm going to flip the camera right now. Muchas gracias, señora. I'm going to flip the camera right now. And we're going to talk to a miner. She's a miner, and she's also from Michoacan. Let me just flip the camera right here. And right there. ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
María José,
María José, ¿cuántos años tienes?
15.
She's 15 years old, and her name is María José. ¿Vienes también de Michoacán?
Sí,
Yeah, she's coming from Michoacán. Tú como joven, como una jovencita de 15 años, ¿no te da tristeza que nuestro país, o sea, estés viviendo por esta crisis cuando tú deberías de estar ahorita disfrutando tu vida como joven, estudiando en una buena escuela, disfrutando de tu libertad y viviendo a gusto en tu ciudad de Michoacán? Don't you think that, you know, you as a 15-year-old should be safe in your city, should be safe in your country, should be studying in your city of Michoacán, and because of the cartel and the violence, you got to leave and your family has to push you out of the city?
Pues sí, porque también perdí el año, porque ya ni podía ir uno a la escuela ya. Lo que pasó, venía con una amiga y ella se la llevaron y ya no, hasta el momento no saben nada de ella.
She's saying that, yes, you know, it interrupted my studies for 1 year. And also, one of my friends got kidnapped, and we don't know where she's at. We don't know where she's at. A tu edad, ¿qué es lo que tú quieres? Porque es muy diferente lo que tu mamá quiere, lo que tu familia quiere, pero ¿qué es lo que tú quisieras como joven? At your age, what do you want as a young teen? Because it's really different from your mom, from your dad, from your family.
Pues quisiera tener un mejor futuro y que pues el país cambiara, porque pues uno ya no puede ni salir y yo estoy perdiendo mi escuela.
He's saying that, you know, the only thing that she's asking is for a better future and for our government to be, taking care of the situation with the cartels because we cannot even go out and we cannot even ask for anything. ¿Alguna situación que tú hayas visto ya a tu edad, que se te quede grabada, que tú dices, sabes que esto me quedé traumada con esto que vi? There's some situation that you have seen at your age that you've been traumatized because you have seen something that this is going to stay on your mind forever.
Pues lo que le comenté hace un momento, que lo que pasó con mi amiga, que veníamos y pues pasó un carro y se la llevó ella y pues ella no ha aparecido, pero pues a mí, gracias a Dios, a mí no me pasó nada.
They're saying that basically, you know, the only thing that I have seen is that, you know, one of my friends got kidnapped in front of my eyes, and you know, now I don't understand what is happening. ¿Algo que le quieras mandar a decir a la gente?
Pues más que nada los que están en Michoacán, pues que se cuiden mucho, porque también algo que pasó, que donde yo vivía colgaron muchas personas, las dejaron ahí colgadas y pues yo por ahí pasé, era como en la madrugada y venía con mi familia y pasamos por
He's
ahí.
saying that basically, you know, she's telling everybody in Michoacán to take care of yourself because when one day she saw a lot of people hung from bridges, and that's what's really traumatizing for me to see. Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. I'm saying thank you so much. ¿Alguien que más quiera hablar? ¿Nadie más quiere hablar? Ya nadie más. Si no quieren hablar, no las voy a forzar, ¿eh? No las voy a forzar si no quieren hablar. If you don't want to talk, it's okay. I won't force you. ¿No quieren hablar? Muy bien. Si no quieren hablar, no hay ningún problema. No se preocupen. No? Okay. All right. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Adelante. Muchas gracias. I'm saying thank you to everybody. I'm saying, you know, before I leave, I want to say something because now it hurts me because I'm a Mexican citizen. For everybody that is watching, I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. I'm live right now at a shelter called Agape. And it hurts me. Why? Because I know the comments are pretty harsh right now on the feed, and I will not take it into my chest. Why? Because it's exactly the same thing. I need to be fighting against the globalist agenda, and I need to leave my feelings as a Mexican citizen outside the box and be thinking as a patriot and fighting for globalism. And I understand they're running away from fear, and I understand they're running away from a city, but Michoacán is not the only city in our country. That's why I asked the number one leader of the family. I ask her right now, so you're running away from Michoacán, but you got Guadalajara, you got other places that you can go, you got other cities that you can live. So why are you coming over here all the way to the border and ask for asylum? This is, the agenda that the socialists and they try to implement fear in our cities and in our countries. And it's exactly the same thing that is happening in Guatemala and Honduras. But the thing is that they are running away massively, and they try to rush the border in the United States and killing federal officers, hurting federal officers, damaging two immigration centers, burning them up. You got terrorists, you got all these people that they're from the Mana Salvatruchas, MS-13s, and all these people that they're, you don't understand where they're coming. We're getting people from Syria, we're getting people from Palestine, we're getting people from Nigeria, we're getting people from all Africa and Asia. And now, it's just too much. It's just too much that you're seeing all of this, and you need to drain it, and you need to not understand, because people, I will tell you something. When we go and we kneel down to the word, I understand, we're done. We're done. So there's no I understand. There's no I understand. There's no I feel. There's no nothing. We need to stop the globalism. It's a comment right here. It says, Sheriff Oscar, you do not have a conception of how harsh Americans are going to become. We will all fight our domestic and foreign enemies. Illegal invaders are our enemies. It's pretty harsh, your comment, but I will tell you something. I completely understand what America is going through. I completely understand what the United States is going through. But I will tell you something. There's a lot of things that the United States citizens don't understand. This is third world country. Don't lower your standards to a third world class country. You're a first class world country. You're the greatest country that exists in the planet. And you got the greatest leader that exists right now in the planet, that is Donald J. Trump. You got more possibilities on defending yourself and standing yourself to defend invaders and defend this immigration agenda. You got more of that possibilities than these people. And it's our job as independent reporters to educate them and to tell them to stop. That's what we're trying to do. Don't blame me for everything that is happening. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. We're trying to educate all these people to tell them to stop. To stop. It's heartbreaking to see all these, homeless veterans in the United States not getting help. It's heartbreaking to see how difficult, all these homeless people are living, more than 500,000 that we know of in California. It's heartbreaking to see how hard it is to live in the United States, because it's expensive to live in the United States, and it's hard. And the low income, you're not even going to make it. So the thing is to do it legally. That's the thing. You cannot close the United States in a bubble and say nobody's coming in. It's impossible. Let's do things right, and let's educate these people to do things absolutely right. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. La veo después. Let me say goodbye to this. Muchas gracias. Siempre es muy amable usted. Siempre es muy amable. Muchísimas gracias. La vuelvo a visitar. Muchas gracias. Voy a dar una vueltecita y ya me voy. I'm just saying goodbye to everybody. It is unbelievable how people lower their standards sometimes.
Oh, wow.
What's going on?
How are you?
How you doing? How you doing?
Good. I'm Don. You speak English?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, you're a news guy?
Yes, I'm a news guy. Can I get an interview?
I'm American.
Yes. Let me get an interview right here with this U.S. citizen. What is your name, sir?
Donald Harden.
Donald Harden. Where are you coming from?
Up by Sacramento, California.
Yes, so what is your purpose to be over here at this shelter?
I came here in July with a mission trip, and God put it on my heart to come back and do more. So I came here on my own to visit the facility and to do a couple things and meet with the pastor about some ideas that I had. And I'm planning on coming back with some of my family and a few people for Christmas. Do something for the children.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
This is practically a question that it really involves the United States.
Sure.
There's a really difficult time that the California is going through to tent city. There's more than 500,000 homeless people and more than 350,000 homeless veterans. What is people like you You know, how do you feel about that situation? Time out. Yes.
Turn that off for a sec.
Okay, let me flip the camera.
Who are you with?
Border Network News.
And you're an American company? Or American?
No, yeah, I work for an American company, but I'm over here. I'm a Mexican citizen.
Right. I mean, so you're asking me a pretty big question.
Yes, I'm just your thoughts about what's going on.
That's a tough one because, see, to me, they're apples and oranges.
Yes.
The homeless crisis in California is because California, I believe, brought it on themselves.
California brought it on themselves.
Oh, yeah, because California has half the homeless population of the United States.
You don't think that it's a problem with Governor Gavin Newsom?
I'm not going to say it's the governor's problem. I say, I'm born and raised in California.
Oh, that's great.
I've lived here my whole life. It's complicated, man.
It's complicated.
You know, it really is. I don't have an answer. What's happening here, to me, is a humanitarian issue.
Yes.
Same thing there. You know, when I see the veterans and anyone else homeless on the streets, my heart goes out to them. I don't have an answer.
You don't have an answer.
So
yeah.
I'll be happy.
Yes, no, I'll flip the camera.
I'm happy to answer your question. I just don't know what the answer is. Ask me again.
Okay. What do you think about the homeless situation in California right now?
It's certainly unfortunate. I don't, as an individual, have an answer. I believe that as a society, we should be less into politics and more into solutions.
Humanitarian solutions.
Exactly. For our brothers and sisters.
Now, as an American citizen, this is a question that a Mexican always asks, and it's
Sure.
okay if you feel uncomfortable. I will totally understand.
Oh, that's okay.
What are your thoughts on your president?
Well, I happen to think he's good for our country. The alternative to him would have been bad for our country. See, that's the real question. Which is worse? Right now, I don't believe he's getting a fair coverage or a fair chance. He brings a lot of problems on himself because of his character. However, our country generally is stronger. There's less unemployment, especially for
He's doing great things for your country.
Oh, he is, and around the world. So he's kind of a crazy guy, but he's good for the country. Whether he's reelected, I don't know. But for today, for now, for these 4 years, I'm glad he's our president instead of Mrs. Clinton. It would have been bad. And so, what I think about him, I think he's doing fine. He is like no other.
Now,
none before, none after.
Now, next question.
Yes.
Will you re-elect him?
My vote in California, yes. But see, my vote in California doesn't count. Because California, all the electoral votes go to one person. And see, the liberal population of our coastal communities votes and drives the politics for our state. I live in a mountain county, so my vote doesn't count in presidential elections, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, one last question.
Sure.
One last question is because I'm over here and I see all this stuff.
Sure.
What do you think about the organizations like Antifa that they're pretty radical and they're pushing this socialist agenda, this globalist agenda? They don't understand what is happening really. Right. There's a crisis in all parts of the world, but they're really violent against. They're acting pretty radical across your country.
Yeah, well, they get too much coverage because they're such a tiny percent. That's part of the problem. So they don't mean nothing. To me, they're nothing. And the problem is when we give too much attention to this negativity of a small percent, and it takes away from the real issues. The real issues are back to the whole thing of how do we come together? See, right now in America, we're dividing instead of coming together. So that, people like Antifa,
They don't need attention.
they just make a lot of noise, and it doesn't mean anything, because 99% of our country don't think like that. They just get too much attention.
Okay, your last thoughts. What is your message to the United States of America about what is happening, with all the crisis that is going on, not only here, but the United States of America, and Donald Trump trying to fix it in one way?
Well, my thoughts on whatever crisis you're referring to, one man can't do anything. We have a government that is polarized, and the people that are getting things done are the individuals within government services that are actually doing their job. I used to work for the government, so my job was to do what I did. Had nothing to do with who was the governor of my state, because I still had a job to do.
Yeah.
Those are the people that are still doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Has nothing to do with the governor, president, Congress, or any of that.
Yeah.
So as far as like what's represented here, to me it's about humanity. It's not politics, it's not religion. So let's put those aside and come together on humanity.
Thank you so much for your message. And one last thing so you guys to know. As a Mexican citizen, I completely support the President of the United States. I think that he's doing a fantastic job. I think that he's being misjudged. He's, a lot of people put the racist card on him.
Oh, yeah.
He is not,
He's not a racist.
He's not racist.
No.
Also, he's protecting his country. It's all about sovereignty and protecting our borders. You know what is coming. He's a chess player. He knew what it was coming. So this is happening now, and there's nothing wrong with migrating legally to every country.
No, I support, and these folks that I'm meeting here, they are going through the process. They are doing it legally. They have court dates, they have appeal process, their families, their individuals, they're doing it right.
Yeah.
The problem is the tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands
They're
that cross
crossing through the
illegally.
mountain. Yeah.
See,
That's the problem.
and that's why border security is important. Mexico has the border security.
And we need to enforce it also.
That you enforce.
Yes.
That's the funny thing about Americans. Some Americans that talk a lot act like there's something wrong with us protecting our borders. But yet, every country on either Canada or Mexico, you can't go to Canada. I can't go to Mexico. I have to follow the rules.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
America needs to do the same. So.
Thank you so much, sir. You're so kind. Thank you so much. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That was kind of random president.
I'm sorry.
You speak English, so
yes,
I'll talk
yes.
to you. No.
Yeah, so I speak a little bit, of certain languages, but it's really good to to have these kind of direct questions, because that's the way that you're supposed to do the questions. No going around the bush. I believe that.
Yeah, well, see, the reason I had you turn it off at first because I wanted to find out where you were coming from.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I don't mind answering the questions. I'm not. You know what I like about? See, I'm contrary, but see, I'm conservative. I'm a Christian.
Oh,
Most
that's
of
great.
the people that I know that are conservative and Christians are like me. Problem is, you'll never know that. I'm a racist, homophobe,
Every narcissistic, everything they put.
Everything that could be wrong because I have those labels. But the exact opposite is true, because as a follower of Jesus Christ, He teaches us to love and to serve.
That's great.
And to not judge.
Yes.
So that's the irony about the mislabeling of people like me. And I don't even talk.
No, and I'm also a conservative, but I love my country's been suffering for so many years now, and for from corrupt government. So I think that it's time for us to be defending what is right, defending our land, and getting what is right, because everybody wants to be great. Like the United States is a great country. It's the greatest country that exists.
It still is. It's going through some stuff right now.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if President Trump wasn't elected,
It will be worse.
I don't know what our country would look
It
like.
will be worse. It will be worse. It will be worse.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so
thank
much,
you.
sir.
God bless,
Thank you so
brother.
much. God
What's your
bless.
name?
God bless. Oscar.
Oscar.
Yes.
Oscar.
You can find me at Oscar Blue, also
Oscar
at
Blue.
Facebook, and you can find the this broadcast at americasvoice.com. Okay.
Oscar Blue, America's
Yes.
Voice.
AmericasVoice.com. Just and Facebook, AmericasVoice.com.
I'll look
Download the app. I'm supposed to say that. Download the app at AmericasVoice.com. Download the app, and also at Android, iOS. My buddy right here is about to download the app also. So thank you so much for the interview, man. I'm about
Yeah.
to leave the shelter.
Okay, I'm
thank you so
going
much.
to
Thank you so much. Yes. God bless you and thank you.
Because my brain is slower than you speak. I'm going to write myself. Tell me again.
America's Voice.
America's Voice.
Yes.
And your
And my personal Facebook is Oscar L. Blue.
Oscar Blue.
Yes.
Got it.
Thanks so much, sir. So there you go, people. There you go. We're walking out. Sorry about the light. It's kind of dark right now. Just don't tell me to smile. It's a little joke. It's a little joke. I'm brown, so it's a little joke. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. Good evening to everybody. Good evening to everybody. So there was a comment. Ahí les voy, muchachos. There was a comment right now. There was a comment right now that this person was basically telling me that I'm managing a really different agenda. Hope that you just seen what I just interviewed. And that basically responds to your comment. That basically responds to your comment. Are you a citizen right now? Over here. You a citizen right now. Over here. In this shelter. And giving you guys the explanation of what is his thoughts about what's going on in California. It's not me. I'm asking him, what are your thoughts about California? And knowing that he's a California citizen. And asking him, what do you think about the 350,000 homeless veterans and 500,000 homeless people in Tent City? Just asking him. So, every country needs to educate themselves into this word, priorities. Priorities. Always your country first. That's the number one thing. Always your country first. It's okay to help. It's always okay to help, but always your country first. Always your country first. That is the number one thing that we need to have in mind. So how's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for America's Voice. Good evening to everybody. As we are going to do a recap real quick. It's getting late. We did a long interview right here at this shelter. I was in the shelter called Agape Shelter. As we did interviews with people from Nicaragua, also from Mexico. The number one reason why I came over here is because the agenda that right now our President AMLO is managing and our President AMLO is doing, and that is creating chaos to provoke people to leave their home with, cartels that they're owing their cities. They're taking away people from out of their cities, and they're making them leave. Who is creating this chaos? Because this, as massive as it's happening, this has never happened before. This is the first time that this has seen as massively as you can. So we need to teach our people in every country that always your country first. Priorities. Always the citizens of the United States of America first. Humanity also. But, regarding the government, regarding laws, always your country first. Regarding Mexico, always Mexican first. It needs to be, as a patriot and as a nationalist, it's not racism, it is not narcissism, it's not fascism. It's just logics. It's just logics, people. It's the way that Donald J. Trump thinks also. Always your country first. Make America great. It's exactly the same. And everybody wants to know when Mexico is going to be great. We have a corrupt government and we have cartels. That is the number one problem that we need to overcome. It is a huge wall that we need to get rid of, and then Mexicans need to unite. As I was telling every single one of them. if you're migrating from a city that is violent, why don't you go to another city and live? Why you have to migrate to the United States? Who told you that? The United States is not open for everybody. Come on. It's not a free willy. Come on. It's just the truth, man. Just the truth. How's everybody doing? Hope that you guys are having a beautiful broadcast tonight. It's a beautiful night over here in Tijuana, Mexico. It was a pleasure and a beautiful blessing to be talking to you guys and to be on this live broadcast with the most important broadcast company network that is in the United States, that is America's Voice, the voice of the people, bringing you the reality and the truth about what is happening in every shelter in Tijuana, Mexico, you know, taking migrants and what are they teaching them and what are they telling them and how are they migrating to the United States. Download the app at americasvoice.com. Also download the app at amazon.com and Android, iOS. Thank you to Mr. Mark. Thank you so much. Beautiful sir. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be working with you. And thank you to every single one of you that you guys been watching the live feed. Also, follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he's running for Congress in District 16 of El Paso. He's the solution, man. He's the truth, man. Follow him. Follow him as he's trying to just, you know, protect the borders and support the President of the United States of America, you know, and also for border security and border sovereignty. Stay safe, everyone. Stay safe, everybody in the United States. God bless everyone in the United States and Mexico. God bless every single one of you. Stay safe and always remember peace and love, everybody, because always your country is first.